Head northwest on Ontario 402 West. This route crosses a country border. Verify.
I'm back at the border. So started today in Napanee, Ontario, and went to Cambridge, and now I'm at Blue Water Bridge. See, the border is empty, no cars. Maybe a couple of cars. I don't know how these people cross. Maybe they have a job just on the other side and somehow they allow them, I don't know. But like normally on a weekend there'll be cars all over here. Like the right lane is for cars, the left lane is for trucks. The middle lane is for buses and Nexus. People that have a Nexus card or people that have a FAST, F-A-S-S-T card. So normal trucks go here, normal cars go there. And so yeah, like I said, if this was and today's Saturday, so if this was a regular day, a regular weekend, there'd be a lot of tourists. But I love how this bridge looks at night, so I decided to show you guys once again. So sometimes you see ships coming right under here. I like this bridge. This one is so much better than the Ambassador Bridge. Oh, I forgot to write down my mileage. Son of a gun. Okay, because I have to write down.
200 meters, continue on to Blue Water Bridge West.
I have to write down my mileage when I enter a different state. In this case, Michigan. But I'll try to remember. So 49. It's gonna be 499. 499. I'm just going to a truck stop on the other side there where I usually stop. So it's gonna be a long deadhead. I'm heading down south to US to bring back another Cat 336. Trucks lane 1-5, and also no, sometimes they open 6 for regular trucks, but now it's only this side. There's 5 lanes in here, mostly for trucks. these people, those are the unlucky ones. That's the X-ray. So if you make a joke, if you try to be funny, that's where you go. Like, you know, any weapons on board? Not today. Not today. Okay, go for X-ray. You know? This is what is this, 69 94, and I hope my battery will last 5 minutes. I did not charge my GoPro, so that's what I'm recording with. So yeah, it was a pretty smooth run. So in the morning I left the Flying J in Napanee, grabbed a large coffee, which lasted me for probably 100 kilometers, 60 miles. And I drove non-stop all the way to Cambridge. That's 300 kilometers, 180 miles. And then I took probably 2 hours off in Cambridge, got some food, had a lunch at one of the places I used to go a lot in the past, not so much now as I'm trying to eat more meat. But I went to this Zoop.com, had some super nice fancy soup, 16 ounce, and then another one 12 ounce. I felt very full after that. And then I drove in my car. I drove to Prince's Auto. Prince's Auto. I don't believe they have them in the States, but surprisingly, it has very little to do with auto. It's more like a hardware store. But they do have auto stuff, you know, but not auto parts. But they have something for, you know, if you have a truck like me, right? So you want to go buy some shackles or some chains or something like that. And the purpose of my visit was I needed to buy an extension for my socket wrench, so that next time if I do decide to change the throttle body again, I could do it much easier, because yeah, without the extension it's very difficult to get to those 4 screws that hold or bolts that hold the throttle body. But the main goal of the visit was to buy some jacks. So I wanted to get 20-ton jacks, but they're very heavy, and they were like $129 Canadian. And I don't really need 20-ton, because all I need these jacks for, sometimes it helps to be able to lift the axle. The axle is only 3,000 pounds, you know, when I work with flip axles. And another use I might have for this is when I change the shims in the deck. You know, when I have a super heavy load and I need to go from the medium size blue to the red, the big shim, instead of wasting time with timbers, I can just put jacks on each side under the main beams in the middle. But the trailer is 27,000 pounds. That's the entire trailer with a tandem axle, right? right? So that's what, 13 tons? And so I don't need 20 tons, so I bought 2 jacks, 12 tons each, and they're pretty heavy. They're pretty heavy, and they were actually, wait a second, these were 129, I think. So yeah, they're not cheap, you know. I thought they would be like 30-50 bucks maybe in the States, but in Canada they're not cheap. But you know, 12 tons, so that's 24,000 pounds. So 2 of those, so I can lift 48,000. That's more than enough for me. All I need to do is just lift the wait a second, where's my truck stop? Oh, it's the next one, okay. Yeah, just my truck is 27,000 pounds, so I can even lift my whole truck, right? Because 27, again, that's 13 tons. And so I bought 2 jacks, these bottle jacks, and I bought 1 extension. And I took my throttle body with me because I filed a refund request for the throttle body, since it looks like I could make it work, right? But now, and so I brought it with me so that once they approve it, once they issue me that reference number that I need for refund, so I can, and that company of course is in US, I think they're in Florida, so I can just ship this right from Florida so I can get the refund quicker. But now actually I'm not so sure, because I watched more videos on YouTube and I read more reviews, and it's all about, you know, the proper procedure, how to relearn the gas pedal, you know, put them in sync with the new throttle body. But I suspect that this particular throttle body, this 90mm that I try to install, it might be defective or something. So, and I'm gonna call them. Yeah, I'm gonna call BBK Monday because their customer service is closed on the weekend. I'll tell them, hey, forget the refund, just send me either a new 90mm, same as mine, or they have a smaller size 85mm, and my factory one is 80mm. So even 85, that's cool. They'll give you some extra performance, a couple of horses, you know. And so yeah, so now I just want to do maybe an exchange, so we'll see what they say, because you know, they give you 30 days to return or exchange. And I bought this one I think on November 17th, and today December 12th, so I got 5 days, or Monday I'll have 3 days. So I can still, I'm still within my time frame, you know. I just don't trust this particular throttle body, so if I install it, I'm gonna get a new one. And then of course I'll need to buy some adapter, like a coupler, because that in-tube, that air filter tube is too small. It cannot go over 90mm. But if I get an 85mm throttle body, I don't need any couplers or adapters if I go with the 85mm, and so I'm leaning towards that. You still get improvement in performance, but you don't need any couplers. You can use existing air filter tube. Beautiful. that's it. I'm gonna shut down here, and then in the morning I'm gonna get fuel, because I'm at a quarter of a tank on the driver's side and less than half on the passenger side. And I think the price probably is still $2.19 US per gallon, which is very good.
Turn right onto Isabel Avenue, then continue straight.
And then I'll just keep making my way south for loading Monday or Tuesday.
Continue straight, then turn left. Turn left, then your destination will be on the left.
We're just gonna stop here. I saw guys park here. I'm not gonna be in anybody's way. That's it. And then in the morning, you see, I can just to one of these pumps. I'm just gonna go to the Meijer, get some food, maybe have some coffee, because I only had 1 cup of coffee today. And they have Starbucks inside. All right. And then we'll continue tomorrow. It's gonna be a long trip, so I mean empty trip, like I'm gonna be driving all Saturday and have a day on Monday. Well, this is the next morning, Sunday. 0F, 273 Kelvin, 32F. I mean 0C. And I'm doing a little exercise with my brand new shiny bottle jack. So I have two 12-ton now, but it's not that much easier, you know, when you put basically I'm trying, the goal is to lift the axle and chain it up. You see this? A really pain in the butt. I wish, but you know, because these are flip axles, it's not possible to have an airlift like on my 55-ton, right? What I had is axle 3 was an airlift, and it was a similar button to this one, and I push that one and the axle just goes up. You don't have to chain anything, but here this just releases the air. And so you still have to move timbers. See, like before, what I would do, I would put timbers under the tires, then drive on. But a couple of last times when I did this with 2+2, the axle ended up just sitting like this, you know, even though I used that big block, like 6-inch block. And then of course I shortened these chains using that little receptacle over there. And still, it's sitting like this, high off the ground, and I see sometimes when I'm turning somewhere, I see the mirror, the tires are turning, which means that they hit the ground, which is not good, because you just damage the tires. And so now I'm just trying to use the jack, and so it's all set up in there. I put it in, and the two boards here. And this is very comfortable position. I'm lying on my stomach at 0C on the ground. And you see, it's okay, the wheels are turning, but normally if I put this on, so that will already give me this. So maximum, they said, is 18 inches. All right, let's see. And see the belly. So if I do like this now, alright, they would stay in that position. And of course, I'm gonna reinflate the tires, so they're gonna go higher. But I still want it higher so that I don't damage. But it works. My first time with the bottle jack. And I had to watch a video on YouTube on how to use it, because I'm not very smart. If I was smart, I wouldn't be a trucker. So you guys are watching me, so you're not too smart either, so no offense. So we're all in the same camp, you know. So we're learning together. It's all good. Because if you guys were smart, you would be watching videos about space exploration, right? And Mars and life on other planets. But you're watching a trucker trying to lift an axle for the first time with a bottle jack. So, and like I said, I had to read instructions and watch a video on YouTube on how to use the bottle jack. But even though I'm not too smart, but one thing I have going for me is I'm a quick learner. I only had to replay that video 2 times. So I watched it once and then I replayed it twice. It was a 30-second video, and then I did a quick test, a written test. And I think I got it, you see? So at least if it stays like this, then it's fine. But all right, let's see. All right, so we're there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 is in the hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're not counting the last one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see how high this one will go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See? It doesn't want to go as high as there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. I need to go a bit higher because I want them the same. I think there's still room in there. And the first surprise of the day was when I woke up, there was a cop parked behind me. I went to the truck stop. I thought he'd be chasing me. No, he didn't stop me. I'm coming back slowly with the coffee. I'm thinking, okay, he's gonna roll up now, but I thought, wait a second. Since when's a cops considerate, you know? If he had something to say to me, he would wake me up at 7 in the morning. They don't give a fuck. But this guy was sitting here with the window open, and I'm thinking, what the heck was he doing? Oh, you see, now it's the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this should be okay. Yep. So now the trick I had to watch for, because I did not know how these, like I saw guys move this, right? But I was not sure how it works. That's how. I like this thing. Wow. But this thing is so heavy. I'm telling you, I was carrying 2 boxes with this. For some reason my male pride did not allow me to use a cart, and so I put a box with this on top of the other box. And I think each one is like 40 pounds at least, because I have a kettlebell, right? I know my kettlebell is 60, so this felt together, it felt heavier than that, you know, 2 of them. But this is what you need. So you see, now I can lift, and I can even, let's say if I was really smart, I could even change a tire, you know. So yeah, and so I'm gonna use it. Why I bought it, because we just spent 2 hours rehooking this booster, right? And it just, because the jack does not work, this stupid thing, you know. Look, I don't know, it got corroded or something, but doesn't want to turn, so I'm gonna fix it. But I still want to use the jack for the next time, because sometimes you just need, you know, you cannot put the spin in, you just need like half an inch, you know. And if I have all these blocks, right? If I had these jacks the other day, I could just put it in here, so this would make life much easier and quicker to hook up to the booster. So all right, so let's reinflate, but of course I don't have too much air now, because all right, and this goes in like this. Which way? This way. It goes in like this. Yeah, I remember when I was a tow truck driver, briefly, right? I remember experienced guys, they always carried these, but they didn't have this kind of handle, they had a solid one. And you know, when they need to change, so they never, let's say when somebody sent them to change a tire on the car, they never use their jack, because those are very slow, right? So they always brought their own jacks like this, or maybe even smaller, because this is a 12-ton, so this is good for 24,000 pounds. You know, like I said, my trailer with a tandem is 27,000, so 2 of these can easily lift the trailer. So that's why I didn't buy a 20-ton, because even this already is expensive in Canada, and I didn't want to look for it in the States. I just wanted to have it with me. But there's a store right across the street. There's some kind of a hardware store over there. I know I stopped by there before I bought something for my truck. I know, yeah, I know in the States they're much cheaper, because it's all made, I'm not sure why, because it's not made here. I'm positive it's probably all from China. And so yeah, the cop was sitting there, and I brought out the jack, and I started my thing, and it just slowly started, turned around, and went away. And I'm thinking, okay, he lost patience. So I forgot I gotta do one more thing. You see, like I said, I'm not too smart. I gotta close these. That's the airbags for that axle. And so yeah, we'll keep this one off, and we'll keep this one in. All right, and now we reinflate these with this. And if I have enough air, but the truck is not running now, AC goes up. If I have enough air in the system, this should go in the air. But like I said, I tried it last time just with boards, and I did not like it. It was sitting kind of like this, you see? It's pretty much, if I go over a little hill, I'll catch it, but I hope it'll go higher once I have the engine running. because of course I can always increase the pressure here. And what this does, you see how this works, right? So this, when this goes up, this whole lever pushes on this. Well, not pushes, it tries to lift it. And so if I increase the pressure, this will go higher, because more weight will go on the rear. So, but like I said, it's in the air now, but I don't see much difference between using the boards. But this would definitely, having 4 tires off the ground, this will probably give me like half a mile a gallon, you know, for sure. Maybe 0.3, but still, you know, I have a long way to go. If I can save some fuel, I'm ready to do it. But next time, yeah, this is it. Next time I'm gonna disconnect it, especially when I get the axle. And so what I bought, guys, I haven't paid for it either, but what I bought, it's already mine. The sales order is signed. I bought this. This is called intermediate axle. You see the difference? This one has eyes and ears here, right? And this one is called final, because it has connections only on one side. So this one you can only hook up to the trailer or another flip axle, right? You cannot hook up anything in the end. And so let's say now if I need a Tridem trailer, I could have just disconnected over here, take the whole thing off, and then take this axle and connect it here, and I have a Tridem trailer, right? But for me to use a 3+2, I cannot use this. I need this intermediate axle. So basically this is exactly what I bought, except that one has ugly steel rims, but it's brand new from 2014, never used. So I'm gonna check it out, see that, you know, all the lines and brakes work. So if not, we're gonna fix it. Still, it's a big saving compared to buying new. And yeah, I gotta do a annual inspection. It all ends up in end of December, so I still have till the end of December to do inspection on the trailer and these 2 flip axles. And so yeah, this will be here, like, no, this will be like this, tandem, but an axle exactly like this, a copy of this intermediate axle, will be here between the trailer and the spreader bar, and it'll be hooked up using the pins, 2 in the bottom, 2 in the top. And then on that axle I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go to a weld shop and I'm gonna ask them to install a bracket like this, because the shims will be between the spreader and that axle, of course, you know. But here everything will be connected, and at first I had some doubts about this, like it's all loosey-loose, you know. But I talked to the dealer, they said no, that doesn't matter. I said maybe I should just weld it, weld the last axle, you know, make it kind of like this one, right? When this one there's no pins. And they said that's no difference. When you're under load, see, like even now I'm empty, but there's no gaps in there, there's constant pressure here. So especially with the pins all over the place, once you put the pins in, it's not gonna move. And so that's what I have. I'm gonna have tandem trailer and 3 flip axles. That's of course nuts, because each one will have its own plate, and I'll have to do a annual inspection for each. You see, like this flip axle, right? It has its own plate, its own serial plate number, its own plate. And even the customs website where I do customs paperwork, when I start adding these axles, right, because I have to show them, because they're separate trailers, when I start entering them, like, you know, trailer 602 and then flip axle 603, 604, they have a limit on how many trailers you can enter, you know. So back to the driving position. See, now I found this. I like this in the center of the trailer, so I don't have to disconnected each time when I'm loading, whereas before I keep them like this. But now I found a good position where the 3 boards are like they're solid in there. 3, 3, and then here. So when I'm loading, all I gotta do is just take off the straps and chains so that the machine doesn't damage them, and then I just tighten them back on. Wow. That's a bit too heavy for first thing in the morning. Shit. And I tried to use this one for a jack, but it was too tall. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. All right, now I need to get some fuel. The cup is gone. Oh, and go and get a real coffee across the street. Starbucks. Well, I just finished fueling. I don't know, I always end up at this pump 6 over here, where the hose is very small, like at least the pistol, you know, the grip is very small. Like all the other pumps, even on the other side, the satellite pump, it's a bigger hose. Over here it takes, I was counting as I have nothing better to do, it takes 3 seconds to pump 1 gallon. On the other side, the hose is bigger, it takes 2.5 seconds. Anyway, now so I got, what did I get? 172.43. 172.43 gallons, and the price went up. Unfortunately, I asked him, I said, you guys had 2.19 per gallon for a very long time, and they said, yeah, very long time. And they said last week the owner increased the price by 10 cents, and over there it says 2.29, which is still way cheaper than in Canada. So I paid $396.43 US for 172 gallons of fuel. So I know people that are watching this from UK or Australia, they're crying, and I hear your pain, guys, but that's what it is over here, especially in the States. Diesel fuel is way cheaper than in Europe or Australia. That's how we roll. That's the nature of the beast. So, and one thing I noticed, that I had to deflate all my axles because there's a little hill towards the scale, right, and then there's a little valley, and I noticed that my front axle was in the air. You know, the airbags are extended because, of course, I have, if you remember, the last time I put in a shim, had that crane superstructure, I put in the biggest one, red. But all my loads after that were lighter, and so I right now what I have is a medium size blue shim, which of course is still too much for when you empty, and so because it lifts the first axle, you know, so it's very easy.
Next left onto South Range Road, then turn left onto I-94 Business Loop West.
So it's very easy for that axle to go in the air. And so I decided what I want to do now, I'm not going to use the jack, because yeah, the jack is not that actually fun, you know, because it's so heavy. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop, and the first axle is super easy. I just need one board. I put one board on each side, and I just drive the trailer on the boards with the front axle, and then I
East towards South Range Road, then turn left onto South Range.
hold on with that. Hold that thought. We're gonna come back to that a bit later. So for now, we just need to do this. And I still need my.
Right onto Isabel Avenue, then turn left onto I-94 Business Loop West.
I still need my Starbucks. I cannot.
In 100 meters, turn left onto South Range Road. Take the next left onto South Range Road.
All right. I don't think we're gonna be in the way if we just stop here. And I think I can still get out. All right. Let's go do this. And I want to remind everybody once again, because I don't know, I know we all not very smart, so because we're watching a trucking channel and we're practicing trucking on my part, right? But I'm not reading comments, right, until next year. I told you guys, right? And I still see, like, I'm not reading them, but I can see the amount of comments. I'm not sure why they're leaving comments that I guarantee most of them are addressed to me. Usually these comments start with "you should buy" or something like that. So forget about the comments. I told you, you can write what you want, but don't write them to me. Write them to the fellow viewers. Express your opinion. Hey, I like this video, great video. Oh, cool camera work, you know, something like that. Well, let's see if it'll go in. Sometimes it doesn't want to do that because
Northwest on Isabel Avenue toward Isabel Avenue.
no, this thing just, and soon I'll be replacing this. This is total junk because I have to disconnect it, right? Wow, that one jumped over, but this one doesn't want to go. So, okay. So So I lock the airbags and I tighten the chains. Oh, look at this. That's not good. But what do you do? So now we can put the air back in. Now both axles should be in the air. Yeah, you see? This one is actually, yeah, I forgot about this one. This one is the easiest to lift because of this, because of the shims. Because I got big shims in here. See? Beautiful. So we're gonna roll like this. Now all I need is coffee and I can finally start rolling because it's already 9 o'clock. I'm supposed to be 750 miles from here Monday. I'm not sure how I'm gonna make it, but everything is slippery, which doesn't help. Okay, I think wow, look at this. 4 fingers, you know? So this will definitely not touch the ground. This one, barely 2. Yeah, barely 2 fingers, but the ground is not even here, so all right, let me just go get coffee and we can start rolling. Now my rig looks really weird. Half of the axles are in the air. But yeah, there's a big pothole in there. I just wanted to go over it, but of course, oh, maybe it'll go in between the wheels. Oh, cool. So far so good. And there's a ramp to to 94 right here. Well, we're not going that way. Yeah, I see. It found it right away. So alternate route. Because I'm going north anyway. Like where I'm going, oh yeah, that's the, what is it called? Tractor Supply. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Good store. Lots of interesting stuff inside. Yeah, my late dad was a big fan of these hardware stores. Back in Russia, we had a chain called 1001 мелочь. 1001, you know, well, мелочь in Russian means detail, but it means a small thing that you can buy, you know, like a bolt, a screw. And so we had a chain of these 1001 things that you can buy. And he would go in there, he can spend like a couple of hours in there, you know, like looking at all the tools. And then of course you have all the equipment, you know, like a kitchen equipment, right? Washing machines, you know, ovens, vacuum cleaners, stuff like that. And some, you know, sometimes when I'm in one of these stores, you know, one of these modern huge stores, I think about my late dad, and I'm thinking, if he was here, you know, I wonder what he would say, you know, because we never had stores like this back in Russia, like so huge, you know, and all dedicated to hardware, right? Like this Tractor Supply. Geez, he'd be there whole day. I'm guessing maybe half a day, you know. He would go in the morning and leave at lunchtime. He had the real interest for this equipment and machinery. Maybe that's why I go after, right, you know, because I like this stuff, but I like heavy equipment, like things that they use to do this, to prepare the land for new homes. And so I got full tanks of fuel, so let's say usable 200 gallons, because again, it's a marketing gimmick when they tell you you have 150 gallon tanks, and I have two of them, 300 gallons. I could never put more, no, maybe 120. Once I was really almost dry, the light was blinking, I was able to put 120 in each tank, so 250. Okay, so yeah, let's say 250. So I'm pretty sure with only 5 axles on the ground, I can do 7 miles a gallon, and I'll be driving slow. So 250 times 7, you know, that's way over 1400 miles, but I'm only doing 700. So this should last me till my destination. Wait a second, what are we doing here? Oh, that's what they were doing. I was here a couple of months ago, and I was staying at a hotel on the other side. There's a highway is right here, and the sign said this road is closed, and that's what they were doing. They were building this roundabout. And I cannot say that I like these, you know, with a big truck.
100 meters, turn right onto the I-94 East Rim. Turn right onto the I-94 East Rim.
looks like the see, the pavement looks new. So yeah, right there's a hotel, and I spent a couple of nights there. Oh, when I was waiting for something from I bought something in the States, and I gave him that address of that hotel. I forgot, what did I don't remember, but yeah, I left the trailer at this truck stop and I bobtailed in my truck over there. And it was a big nuisance to get to that hotel because of this closed road, so we had to go around like twice longer. Alright, 85, 84, come on. No, we're supposed to increase the speed. 87, alright, 88, 89, 90, 91. 92, no, we need 91. 91, perfect. So 91 kilometers an hour, that's 56 miles per hour. And that's my typical cruising speed when I'm empty.
In 600 meters, take exit 271 for I-69 West toward Flint.
Yeah, and if I stay on this road, I'll get right back to the bridge, which I really don't want to do. Yeah, Canada is this way.
Take exit 271 and keep left.
But we're going this way, 69 west.
Keep left.
А я еду за туманом on 5 axles, за туманом и за запахом тайги. Now this way, the way I'm going, it's a bit longer. Google Maps says the best way is to go through Detroit and then Toledo and Cincinnati. But that's a very busy route. You know, there's a lot of traffic, there's a lot of construction. I never like that one, so whenever I have to go south, I prefer to go through Lansing and then Indianapolis. Much better that way. So that's what I'm doing. Right now I put in as my next stop Perry, Michigan. There's a little truck stop there. I'll just stop there briefly. And then we'll keep heading towards Lansing, and then I'll take 69 all the way down to Indiana. And so, and then 69 down south, and then go on the bypass around Indy, and then I'll grab 65 south and keep going down. So that's the plan. But actually, yeah, I'm not in a rush because originally they wanted me to load Monday, and then they discovered there's a new rule for MCO, Manufacturer Certificate of Origin, that my carrier name must be there, so they had to reorder that. And now they said the shipper, my shipper who I'm picking up the machine, they will have that thing only on Tuesday. And because it's one of those 72-hour rule things, I cannot cross before the 72-hour period expires. And so I'm gonna load, like I can load Monday, but it's too far. I'm not gonna be there Monday. Maybe, no wait, if I do like, it's already 10:30, you know? I spent a bunch of time with these axles, so probably I'll do like 400 miles today. So yeah, I'll be there in the afternoon, Monday. See, Pilot on the left side, price for fuel is $2.70 cash, 2.75 per gallon credit, and I paid $2.29. So So I saved almost 50 cents per gallon. I bought, what, 130 gallons? So I saved 75 bucks US. Almost $100 Canadian by buying it over there instead of here. I was waiting for my drink at Starbucks and they had to redo it because she put espresso in and I asked him for an extra shot, and I don't feel like there is an extra shot in here. It tastes pretty watery. And I see she has espresso that she put in first, and then she puts the cup under the tap and fills up the cup with hot water. You know, like, I'm cool as a cucumber. I said, what are you doing? I said, oh, check this out. Over here around Detroit, you often see this nightmarish looking vehicle. It's basically, it's a vehicle in a wrap. It'll have like a black tarp around it. And they have a cutouts, or actually they have a see-through pots for the lights, but the rest of the vehicle is covered in this tarp, you know, like a black plastic. Like the headlights are open. Again, they're not entirely open, they just have a, right where the headlights are, they have a see-through plastic. And it's really cool. Basically, they have a bunch of plants over here, right, near Detroit. And so now I'm not too far from Detroit, no, maybe like what, 50 miles? And what they do is when they develop a new vehicle, a new car, and over here they have a GM, they have Ford, they have a bunch of these plants, and then they don't want the people to know about this new make and model, new model. And so they put this top around and just drive around for testing. And sometimes you see pictures of these in car magazines. They say spotted prototype of, you know, something. So, but I didn't see what it. I think it was a Ford, or maybe it was a GM, some kind of an SUV. I can tell by the shape of the body, but it's hard to tell. That's of course the point of this top. But it's really cool, you know, like this part of US, so close to Canada, and of course in Canada we have a bunch of plants that supply parts for these guys. And you often have trucks moving auto parts in the fast lane across the border. But anyway, so I'm at the Starbucks and I see that she's making my coffee wrong because I asked him for water first. And it's called upside down, which is a Canadian term, but some places in US they know it. But when I say upside down Americano, they always kind of like look at me like I'm talking in Russian. And so I always translate. I said, can I please have a upside down Americano, water first? And then of course she grabs at the register, the lady grabs the plastic cup, and I see through her. I say hot Americano. I'm sorry, my bad. But there, you know, I don't know, like, who wants to drink an ice cold beverage when the outside temperature is +1, 274 Kelvin or 33 F? I'm not one of those crazy people, you know. It's okay. She takes the cup, she writes down, you know, Grande Americano. I said, extra shot, please. Yes, sir. Okay. And then I see the lady, when she's doing my order, she's putting water on top of the espresso. And I said, what are you doing? That's not what I ordered. She looks at me. And I said, I wanted water first. I said, I'm sorry, but it tastes way better. And she says, okay, I'll redo it. And so she did a new one, but it still doesn't take as good because she poured water, and then she instead of putting the cup under the espresso tap, she used one of her glass little containers for the espresso, and then she poured that in the cup. And it may sound silly to you guys, but I'm telling you, like, for the money they charge for this coffee, I always want to have the best experience, and the best tasting coffee is when like for hot drink is when the hot water is at the bottom, and then they put the whole thing under the tap, and the espresso is poured over the water. And then the first couple of sips you have, of course, you never move it around with a spoon. That's the best tasting coffee. Forget Tim Hortons. Like I said, in Canada, if there's no Starbucks and I see a country style, I'll go to the country style. Even country style has a much better coffee than Tim Hortons. And many people don't know that the guy that founded Tim Hortons, the hockey player, or the same name, was killed when he drove drunk on Queen Elizabeth Way, QEW, near Niagara Falls, Ontario. And he was doing, like, I don't know, 150, 160 kilometers an hour, 100 miles an hour, and he smashed into a bridge. And that was after he sold. Even when he was still alive, he sold that chain to another company. So that was just a marketing trick, you know. Use the name of a famous hockey player to get people to buy mediocre coffee. This right lane, you see, it's all patches. See all these white lines? Probably it's hard to see on the camera, but it's fine in a car, but in a truck it's like up and down, up and down. The left lane is much better, but this one is broken by trucks. That's why when there's nobody behind me, I just go in the left lane. But there's far away, there's another guy. And I saw a cop pass on the other side. Once I got a ticket here on Christmas Day. I tried to appeal to the guy's, you know, kind side, and I said, "You gonna give me a ticket on Christmas Day?" And he looks at me like I'm from Mars, and he says, "Well, I'm working," so they don't care. no sense of humor, especially when you have an Ontario license plate. Don't expect any favors in Michigan, because they hate your guts. You are an easy prey. You're not from around here, are you? No, sir. Okay. Can I have your driver's license? And then after that, the next question they ask you, they say, do you have $100? And if you say no, they say, we have to keep your driver's license until you pay the fine. And at first I thought the guy was joking, but like I said, they have no sense of humor. So he says, no, that's the rule in this county. Unless you can provide a $100 deposit, we have to keep your driver's license. And I said, the first time it happened to me, I said, hey, that driver's license says Canada on it, right? It's issued by the foreign government. Like, what right do you have to take my license? How am I supposed to drive? Oh, just show them the ticket. Oh yeah? Okay. That sounds like a good idea, driving without the license but with a ticket. I'm telling you. Don't get me started on Michigan cops. And so what I'm loading, it's another pretty much the same type of an excavator, medium size, probably 85,000 pounds. And it's coming back to Toronto area, and it's same shipper, same consignee as what I did in February this year. I was at the same place down south, and I picked up the same make and model, of course with a different serial number. So it's funny, so somebody's buying the same make and model from the same broker or auction. You see, this is awful. Like the left lane, like I'm just gonna wait till this guy behind me in the old Dodge Ram truck passes, then I'm gonna go in the left lane. It's gonna get especially ugly near Lansing. Right before Lansing, it's all waves, and if you don't want to lose your teeth in the semi truck, you gotta slow down to like 45 miles an hour. Anyway, enough complaining. So yeah, once again, all comments are open. I do not read comments. I'm not sure how many times I have to say this. I do not read comments, so don't ask me questions, because they're just a waste of your retired time on the sofa. At 1 minute after midnight on December 27th, all comments for December will be deleted, and all comments will be disabled until my birthday in January. Like I said before, what I'm doing now is my gift to you. Knock yourself out with the comments, but at 1 minute past midnight on December 27th, that's gonna be your gift to me. I know you don't want to give it, but this is not a democracy. This is my channel. Okay, seems to be better here. The right lane, no more patches. We'll see. jumpy. Anyway, we're gonna finish this blockbuster on this bumpy road towards Lansing, and I hope you guys and gals have a good weekend and getting ready for the holidays. Please be considerate. Please wear a mask to protect your fellow human being from yourself, because then he or she will wear a mask to protect you from them, and this way everything will be good and nobody will get hurt. Take care.